in the past 8 years they would have finished fifth at least 4 or 5 times. I think they're almost like the Richmond Football Club of the CMCA. But anyway, having said that, Amiga, great year considering they came 12th last year, so that's a massive step forward, so well done to them. LePage Park, as mentioned, defeated Brighton Union. Brighton Union finishing third at the end of the season. They would have possibly been second, I believe, with Mackie's loss had they won. So Brighton Union left for 161, Kuzma 44, Stoko 39. Chosnek, 3 for 17.
Yeah, he opened the bowling, I don't know.
Yeah, he did too.
Pulled it a bit out of the hat there.
And Bruder 2 for 21. That was in reply to LePage Park's 247, with, as mentioned, Chosnek 82, Dixon 29, O'Meara 28, Bruder 25. Veach getting a couple of wickets, and King and Bell taking 3. So good from a bowling point of view, but still 247 against LePage Park.
You wouldn't, come finals time, you wouldn't want to be chasing 250 in the first final or in a final.
Yeah.
So
And McConkey didn't get on the run. So
and I said it to someone, I forget who I said it to at that poker night when I was half cut. I said, because we just played Brighton Union.
Yeah.
Get the way that it was unfolding. Get Gurdon out.
They relied heavily on Gurdon in the middle.
You know, he underpins that batting attack. You get him out. But I also said that Kuzma should be opening the batting. That Gregory, I know he's young and he's a bit flashy, but Kuzma's temperament come finals time, he's going to open the batting.
Yeah, look, he had a lot thrown at him. I think when we played him, and he handled himself quite well. You know, he wasn't flustered. I think he did boil over when there was some personal rivalry between him and Bill Biggs. It's been going on for years. He was out a couple of balls later. But besides that, yeah, you're right. Kuzma shows he's got a bit of ticker when it comes to
like they backed Craig Kraftcheck or whatever his name was. Sorry, the little bloke. They backed him all year, and then come last game they dropped him, and then they bring Congo. He's like
I mean, I know Ivan is pretty strong when it comes to discipline and setting the right culture and values, etc. When it comes to how he leads the ship. But yeah, you got to wonder who's pulling the strings when Con comes in for a.
And he made a duck.
Yeah,
and he made a block, but not saying that he's not going to make 200 next week. But we went through it 3 or 4 years ago when we made the finals. And Mark Geschke, young guy, had done everything right all year, and then was dropped for the finals. We brought an older bloke into the team, and where's the benefit in doing that?
Yeah, and kids takes a while for them to recover from that.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen the best of Geschke since, but not saying that that's going to happen here. But it's just from you stick with someone for 10 games. You've got to go with them for the full year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you flogging a dead horse? Well, obviously they relied on him all those games, and they thought he would come good sooner or later. But after 10 games, and then bringing Kong in, obviously the natives were restless down there, and the chairman of selectors, who is Ivan.
Is Ivan the chairman? Yeah. I know Gurdon and King are heavily involved in decision making as well.
Are they? Okay, no, I haven't. Sorry, Ivan. Was telling me about after the game, which look, that's fine. Sometimes you can always wear too many hats as well, But obviously again there's a bit of pressure to do that, and they make 160 versus a team that finished 8th.
Yeah, so interesting. But moving on, Elwood also defeated Mackie in the final round. Mackie, sitting comfortably, and obviously. Felt invincible after rolling us in the 80s. So they were all out for 190, and Elwood passed them 8 wickets down. So tight game. Full credit to Mackie for fighting through, but well done Elwood for winning. And
they were in trouble too, Mackie. They were like 7 for 80.
Mackie?
And
and they went on to make
Kinsella.
Kinsella finished 43 not out, and Park 66. So great effort for them to get to a competitive score in 190. Bunting 3 for 74, and Gamlin 3 for 31. And Dahan, the leg spinner that they talk about, 2 for 40.
They've had a good year, Elwood.
They did. They finished a game out of the 4.
You take 400-500 runs out of the team with BANA, and we're all thinking, but I think Marshall's bridged the gap a little bit there. Yeah,
and I guess the issue was round 10 when they lost to Omega. I think they were only chasing 140, 150 or something like that, and rolled quite convincingly. Marshall Bunting did the job with the bat, 47, Allender 32, Person 28, Mussett 25. So Blokes got starts, and so they did the job, did enough. And in the final game, West Bentley, 4 for 345 with Damien Casey getting the Longview Shield batting average with a 217 not out.
Should you be breaking that sort of news?
You go to the CMCA website, it's all available. So Casey 217 not out, Holmes 81. They made 4 for 345. Carnegie South 259 in reply. So good effort for Carnegie South to make some runs, but I guess that always happens when you're chasing a ridiculously large score. The bowling team relaxes a bit.
But for Casey, that's he's had a really good year, and good on him. I think he's been. Am I fair to say he's been much maligned over the last few years?
Oh well, because he doesn't mind having a drink and having a punt and all that kind of stuff. That maybe takes his priority to cricket, but
maybe a tick for Con at West Bentley is getting into his ear, maybe, and getting him on board, and he's probably made 600 runs, 500-600, I don't know, but good result, and he'll be walking into finals with some heavy runs under his belt.
Absolutely. And it's not his first ton for the season. Before this game he was averaging over 50, so that's a great effort.
My boss is coming, shit.
Oh gee, so we'll speed up. But so that's the final game of the round. Cunningham South 259. Jack McLeod 7 for 54.
That's a good result too.
Yeah, so that's. He finished with over 20 wickets for the season, Jack. Well, actually, no, I think he only had about 10 or so before that game, but great time to pick.
He's a good all-round cricketer.
Because he's made a couple of 50s in the lower order to save West Bentley in a couple of times with the bat. So,
well, let's cover off on the finals.
Yeah, so first game you've got East Sandy versus Mackie. I can't see Mackie beating East Sandy. I know they've got a good record in home and away seasons over the past 5 or 6 years. But come finals time, A, East Sandy know when to do it, and B, Mackie, I don't think they've won a final they've won the one final in the past several years.
Where's it played at?
It's been played at Chisholm, I believe. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 90% sure.
Oh, look, you got to go with East Sandy. I think
all those blokes. They've got the batting line.
They've just got a phenomenal batting lineup, East Sandringham. But I just think there's too much reliance on the batting when you got guys like Buddha. There's too much reliance on there. Parksy's done right the last couple of games, but I just think they've got too many match winners. East Sandy, and I think they'll comfortably, or not comfortably, but move through to the grand final.
I agree with you there. Final game in the London finals. The